with your mother.
Hey everybody, it's me. It's RDV. I'm here with Eric Breen tonight. So hello, Eric.
Hey,
Tonight is well, if you haven't guessed, it is the best comic books of the week on the tonight's stream. That means I take out the books from my pull list and I show people which ones I got, and as far as least favorite to favorite. And right now, there's only you and me here. But for those who might be watching on replay, please do you hit the like button, and subscribe if you've already done so. And if you want to give us a little your money, it goes to a good place. It basically goes to paying for everything. The stream here, not only that, paying for the Marvel and the DC apps we use for reading, and also it might go towards the puppets college fund. We got to get them to college. So if you want to do that, it's going right down on the scrolling down below there. So check that out. And then after that, I got some not a lot of new books, a lot of old books tonight. So that being said, I might as well just start whipping them out.
I hope you're talking about the books.
Well, I said plural, them out.
No,
If I call it they them, it better be pretty damn big. All right. Volume's down. Hey, what's up, Dave? How's it going, man? Hello, JR. All right, so small week for me, but I used the extra money that I had to basically get the statue right behind me. New statue here, Green Goblin. So that set me back a little bit. So I only have 6 books this week, Breen. Is that crazy?
Wow.
I got mugged.
I heard about your Airboy score. That's cool.
Yeah, I had most of them there as it was, so I just tried to pick those up too. So my number 6 is a book that I don't know, man. It just seems like that might be the last issue for me. It's starting to get a little worse. There is a scene here where basically it starts off with Cap. He wakes up. He's in Middle Kansas. He has no idea how he got there. Same with his other great team groups. They're all in different locations. New York, at least Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, has been sealed off and it's been captured by AIM. So no one can get in, no one can get out. So Steve goes to his local gas station. Like he tells the guy, can you get a phone? He's like, I seen the ID. Old guy turns around and basically nearly has a heart attack. Seeing Captain America. He uses the phone to call, basically, and they make a little thing. He's like, we got to call the Avengers. Like, no. It's like the guy's like, oh, so then you probably need to get your secret Avengers. I'm like, who is this old guy? Because it's not drawn like Stan Lee, but they're just using the drop names. So in this book, Steve managed to get a hold of his people. It's Nick Fury. He's got Sharon Carter, Peggy Carter shows up. Trying to think who else. I mean, Nick Fury, and I said that, and then forgot who the other one is. But in order to get a hold of him, the person he calls to get a hold of everybody is the Captain America of the Railways, of course, who had basically been keeping everybody away from hidden from eyes in one of the train cars. Yeah, so they meet together there, and neither of them knows basically what happens. All I know is that their memories have been wiped. So what they do is he calls in a favor. And this is where it gets kind of irritating for me. He calls in Emma Frost for help. So who I learned from one of my friends, John Comics, who basically was on here last week. Apparently, Steve Rogers was at the Hellfire Gala. So, and I guess Emma Frost and Steve have been flirting on and off, aggressive flirting. And so he basically he says, I gotta call her. Sharon's irritated. Peggy's just hanging around in the background, being, I'm grumpy, Peggy Carter, blah blah blah. I don't want to participate, blah blah. I'm like, just being a bitch. All right. So he basically, in order to get a hold of Emma Frost, he has to call her, and he has a code word. And so what does he says? Mommy. Because I don't know if that's supposed to be funny or whatever, but it's humiliating to Captain America. But so he yells out "mommy" in his mind. Emma Frost shows up holding hands with some girl who's a teleporter, and I guess Emma Frost plays both sides now, or at least she switched their sides, because apparently she's not with Scott. That's the last time I read the X-Men. It was when she was with Scott Summers, because Jean Grey's back to the dead. Nothing matters anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, they have Emma goes into her mind. Peggy says, "No, you're not touching my mind." Sits back, and she does a mind dive. Everybody and finds out that there's a new MODOK, not the original one. This one is more deadly, can do more things. A new improved one. It's so the whole plot is them basically figuring out how they're going to get into Emma leaves, how they're going to get into the Lower Manhattan. So Teeve says it's like we're not going to do it, but he basically name drops the Invaders. This new team he's got here is called the Invaders now, which is an insult to the original Invaders, who had a much better team. Like I said, it's not the best. Definitely not Ta-Nehisi Coates crap, but it's not high above it.
At least it has a cool cover.
I know, this is the variant cover.
Yeah, the variant covers, the throwback covers are pretty cool. By the way, saw a comment from Clay Vane, who found your channel a couple weeks ago.
What's up? Yeah, I saw he was on the comment section. Yeah.
Ordered a bunch of Jeremy Adams flashes.
Nice, dude. Good. Jeremy Adams flashes. I would say start with Joshua Williamson. Camera's acting up again. Does the autofocus? Joshua Williamson flash was good from Rebirth, and then read through that, and then there's a crossover story called The Button, which goes to Tom King. Tom King butchers the first issue, but other than that, you could get a nice little story. But then once you're doing Josh Williamson, and then it goes right into Kevin Shinick, I think it is, who does the Alchemist story and 2 issues like that, and then it goes right into Jeremy Adams. And right now, the Flash has been the best ongoing. So I would check that out. And if you're a Batman Beyond fan, check out Dan Jurgens' Rebirth Batman Beyond. It went for 50 issues, and then they canceled it. Also, check out Hawkman by Robert Venditti. So if you're looking for, these are a little older books, but they're good. I recommend them. All right. So my next book, from least to favorite, this is going from least favorite to favorite. This is the book I got from Matt Kint's new book, Superb. This is so $7.99. This is the trade, I guess the bag version. Has a little thing on the back. Now, I'm not the hugest Matt Kint person, but apparently he's done some other stuff too, other than Berserker, which I've been reading. I've been liking. So
yeah, he wrote some stuff for Valiant that was really good, and he wrote one of the Justice Leagues during the New 52 that was well received.
So he's doing the art and the writing on this, and then Charlene Kint is doing, I guess, the lettering, the coloring. Yeah, she's doing color. She does the color. So
Well, that's unfortunate because that's why I didn't buy the book. Was the art would look terrible.
Yes, but it's on old school paper, or at least meant to feel that way. It has a whole kind of like recycled paper. It's a spy story, and it's 47 pages, because actually 40 pages for the first issue, and then there's 7 pages in the back, shows you background to one of the main characters in this. Yeah, the art wasn't really that great for me. I was talking to Skip about this. He hasn't read it though, but Skip said you got to kind of you get used to his art. It's the story that really sells you in. But literally, this book reminds me of The Man Who Knew Too Little. And this is heavy spoilers for anybody who hasn't read this yet, so you might want to turn away. Basically, back in the 50s or 60s, they had a spy who was called the Super Spy, but that guy died instead of and he so they decided to create this organization, to create this keep it basically using regular people, civilians, without even knowing they're spies, to keep because nobody knows what the original spy looked like except for the people that he was working for. So they've been keeping the idea alive that this guy's still alive, but nobody knows. And the people who are trying to hunt and kill him don't even know what he looks like. But then when they find the people, it's like they're like confused because these are the people they find don't even match the description or act like a spy. This guy is a schmuck. He's basically he just kills people by accident, And I'm saying the guy in the orange, he's an author, but he's an arrogant guy telling people how to write, what their problems are, but he sucks at what he does himself. Nobody likes him. Yeah, so I said it's basically the man who knew too little. That's what it feels like.
Last night I watched parts of a 2-hour webinar on Gil Kane, and he had a quote that said, "The only thing about comics that make it worth it is the art." Now, I don't agree with that, but if you're making a decision just based on a look through, it's got to have some art.
Yeah.
Or you've already made up your mind to buy it, but if you're on the fence, that will put it back on the shelf, which it did for me.
So, like I said, the art, when I first read this, I didn't care for it. Even at the store, I still picked it up because it's Matt Kindt. I wanted to give it a try. The only thing I've read from Matt Kindt has been Berserker. So, like I said, the first issue is a setup story. I'm thinking because how many pages it is, like 47 pages. I thought it was gonna be a one shot. So it turns out there's gonna be more. All right, so that's what I'm guessing because it leaves it on cliffhanger. All right, so that's why it's my number 5. All right, and I agree. Yeah, Skip. He's basically it's a stylized art, but I agree with Brain. If you would have had a little bit better art, somebody else doing it, he could probably focus more on the story than having the draw. But sometimes it works better if you have the artist drawing, because they can actually know what they want to convey.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's why I like John Byrne stuff when John Byrne was Superman, because he was the one that was doing the art and the story. I don't want to read a story about energy drinks called Bang. Okay. All right. Number 4 is Batman 131. Another story. This was originally gonna be my number 1 on my number 1 pick, but I decided to change it after I read it because, wow, if you like Grant Morrison's story of when Bruce Wayne is transported and has to make his way back to Gotham and everybody thinks he's dead, this is that story. At least the setup is for this first issue. The second part, there's a backup story by Chip Zdarsky based on with Tim Drake as a star with Nightwing guest starring. And it's Tim Drake and he hasn't given up hope on Bruce being dead, and he's just doing whatever he can to find proof, And meanwhile, Bruce is talking to you, and he's in another world. Is where he got transported to, so he's not dead. But I'm just like, I read this story before, so you better do some awesome changes, otherwise it's just basically Grant Morrison's story. I'm not sure what that was called either. I know all I know is the Grant Morrison's run where Bruce Wayne is supposedly was hit by the mega beams, was transported back in the past. So Tim's been looking through the past, see if there's any mentions of Bruce at all. But Bruce isn't on that Earth at all. He's on a parallel, or I guess multi-Earth. So, like I said, it's a lot different from the previous ones. This is a slower paced one so far. Not as slow paced as Detective Comics is with Ram V, but like I said, hopefully it'll get better. Cover price of a regular floppy right now. Well, this is $5.99 because of the variants. For DC, $4.99 is the regular price. I think that's I think $3.99 is for Marvel for most books. Yeah, because Marvel is $3.99 and DC does $4.99 for specific titles. All right, my number 3 is X-Men Legends. This is you see on the cover right there. This is Whilce Portacio with Brian Haber. They're co-writing, and Whilce is doing the art. This goes back to when basically Bishop arrived, and he's telling the story, basically the story they never told, basically of what his timeline before he got to the X-Men, before he showed up. He's telling the story about his world. I didn't read the original comics, so I can't really base it off of how much it's changed or whatever. Because I'm not sure who it was in Claremont's run they introduced Bishop. Claremont Byrne.
Yeah, no, it's long after Byrne was gone.
Okay.
In fact, it was right before Jim Lee took over.
Yeah. So so far it's been pretty good. And then now Will Portacio, I think hopefully not butcher his name, but I guess he helped write and drew Wetworks for Image. I think that was his title they was working on, main thing. He also just got off of the Gambit book, throwback book with Claremont. So I like his art, and the story was pretty good. So I'm not a huge Bishop fan, but man, I appreciate when someone tells a story. It makes me like the character more. Because all I knew from him was like from the cartoon in the 90s. He's like, I'm just here to kill Gambit, and then you shot him with energy blast. He charged it up and he fired it back at you.
Why was he there to kill Gambit?
In the cartoon series, his world was basically destroyed by Gambit, Dark Gambit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Spoiler for anybody who hasn't seen the cartoon from 1994. All right. Number 3, Purgatory Must Die. This is a follow-up issue from the last Purgatory book and continuing from the pages of Lady Hell through Dynamite. This is pretty much not a John Wick story, but she's basically been targeting all the Greek gods. Basically, are pissed off because they want to kill her, and so they're sending everyone. They send Hermes around to basically gather up people and says like, oh, if you do this, we'll give you anything you want. They included Vampirella, the Sacred Six, which which is created by Christopher Priest. His book for Dynamite. It includes Draculina, Chastity, and Panthera. And yes, they're using the crappy version of Chastity with the shaved side head. Ugh, I hate that reboot. Thanks, Gail. Other than that, too, I said it's so apart from Chastity's ugly shaved side head flipped over, it's actually a good book. And there's a scene in here where Purgatory gets her face blown off, and then it just grows right back. So yeah, this is kind of there's another one setup story. It's issue 1 of 5, like they always do with the Dynamite. They don't do any annuals. They just do 1 through 5, and then they go to the next series 1 through 5. Kind of what Xenoscope was doing for a while, but Xenoscope's kind of gone away from that. Xena now does 32 page, special quarterly, or they do a 72 page for their side character books. But overall, this was pretty good. I forgot who the writer is. I think it's Jay Fox. Does that sound familiar?
No.
Ray Fox. FAW.
Oh, Fox. Okay,
Yeah,
I've heard of him.
Yeah. A lot better than Fred Van Lente lately. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know if there's a certain way they want Fred to write now, but he's been put on some bad books. I mean, he was great on Dynamite, the crossword event. It was funny as heck. And then you put him with crappy artists, and then you just give him a crappy story. Other than that, he's usually a good writer. But all right, so the next one is Dan and the book. It's Vampirella versus Red Sonja from number 2. That's not the main cover. It's a variant cover. I think it's cover B or something like that. Continues the story with basically Vampirella is let out of a cage, and they discover that somebody on the Project Superpowers, which consists of freaking 30 different heroes, overcrowded, man. It's one of them betrayed. It's betrayed the team, and everybody had their mind web because this is the first time a plural world has been attacked by demons. In fact, we learned that basically this has happened before, and the heroes confronted it and decided to lock the world in which it basically it was in, so it couldn't get out because they have this technology they can lock stuff, keep it from leaving that world. Yeah. Fun book. You been reading this, Breen?
Are
you enjoying this at all, or did you?
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's not the best, but I mean, I know Dan's written better, but and remember it's only the 3rd. I'm hoping like by the 5th, whatever it's gonna do, I hope it gets a really good climax in here. And it's not a pun because of girls on here. Okay?
No, I gotcha.
All right. But my number one book though is a book that I know Eric Breen and at least I both loved, and I really wanted to put the other ones way far away from this one because this one is just done by an awesome writer. He takes a character that's currently being butchered by Marvel, returns to being awesome. It brings in the Kingpin. Bring, you know what book this is?
Yeah, well, yesterday you were saying you didn't like Joe Fixit. Did this change your mind?
I love the interview. Yeah, I mean this. Yeah, the little bit I've read of Joe Fixit, I didn't care for it. This was great. Oh man, it is just a fun book. You get Hulk versus Kingpin in this, with Spider-Man almost laughing, as he's watching. I don't think then this timeline. This is around Amazing Spider-Man 340, or I think that was the last time he went against Hulk.
Yeah, it was right. It was around Hulk 340 something.
Hulk 340. Yeah, that's what it was. Hulk. Yeah, one of the And wow, it is just funny. And then you see Peter Parker leaving Vegas because he's promoting his new book, which I forgot about. They had a book. Yeah. So, and he's leaving Vegas. He's walking through, and all of a sudden he sees Kingpin walking, and you just see him. He's like, "Holy shit!" And the interaction between that. Now, I forgot about this because I thought he at least knew who Peter Parker was.
No.
He's a famous photographer. I was taking pictures of Spider-Man. I figured he would have known. It's one of those things that I guess, yeah.
One of those where he'd have been beneath his notice.
Sure. So there's a scene here at the airport terminal, and you see Fisk walking in. He's got his guns, and Peter happens to slap him on the back. And he says, "Excuse me," and he's like, he grabs his arm. And he's like, "Someone inside the little kid." He's like, "Kid," and Peter looks at him and just glares at him like the Spider-Man pose, but he's not in his costume. He just glares like, "I'm not a kid." He's, "Oh, my mistake."
He's not a boy. My mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. The little glare between them two is like, and like almost a sign of respect from Kingpin.
Well, it was more like it's not worth not worth making a scene here.
And of course, Peter doesn't do anything without being, having a plan, and he left a spider tracer on him.
Yeah.
So, of course, I was laughing. He's like, "Sir," he's like, he's like, "Can we refund my ticket?" He's like, "Oh, it's gonna be like $150 in bucks." And he's like, "Sure, I'll take it." Like I said, it is just a fun book. Peter David's just writing Spider-Man. The art in this is just awesome. When they show Spider-Man, it is just, oh my gosh, I miss the old school kind of art. So,
yeah, my favorite moment was, is that you give up, and he goes, "I give up," and he goes, "Now say it in French."
Yeah,
"C'est fini," now Pig Latin.
Yeah, so. Yeah, you see here. I agree with you. Apart from the stupid ads for the new books, it was great.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. You see, it's like, hey, this the whole thing with Spider-Man, and they're sitting there. You see Kingpin just like hitting him, and so it's like he's like, "What?" Nothing's phasing him. It is. Oh my gosh, this is just the book that you want to read. He just spins him around. Yeah. I thought Spider-Man was just gonna start laughing the whole entire time. So the page I really want to show you though is really cool in here, and it's when they actually shows like this is how Kingpin's supposed to be drawn. I can't remember the last time I saw him, even Daredevil, where they draw him like this with this. So I guess I don't say updated his clothing, but I mean, Hulk is just drawn great. The art and this is great. But look at this. This is my Spider-Man right there. Look at that. So that is just cool. Even the Peter Parker ones, the faces are great here. They show Peter Parker in the beginning here. I mean, this is what I want from a Marvel book. Why can't they do this? The artist on this is Yield Dere Sonar. So, like I said, it's my number one book of the week, man. It's fun, laughing. Spider-Man is my number one hero. Wally West is really catching up to it. I mean, if they were doing Spider-Man right, in my opinion, the way they had done them, See him still with MJ and all that stuff. I'd probably be buying that, and that'd be my number one book from Marvel all the time. It's sad that they had to ruin them, but that's my number one though. Like I said, I don't see how you can beat this book this week. I just love it. I also checked out that Trojan book. Did you see that? The new, I think it's through Dark Horse. I think it is,
No.
or Dynamite. Yeah, very depressing. Kind of glad I didn't decide to pick it up. I just kind of flipped through it. But all right, so whatever, I'll show you the other books. I did get some other books this week. I got because I paired connected covers. 2 were stopping, so there was a Finch cover. I think this is Finch. Connected covered. Walking Dead, and then there's the Tula. That's done, and then this week, and then here's the other connected cover. So I'm just loving Walking Dead. I love the fact that they give you connected covers. So if I ever decide to sell these, this set, I have the connected covers for all of them. Some really cool stuff I got though was I was going through, and I was like, because I only had like 6 books for the new books this week, so I wanted to get some more stuff. I'm gonna try to catch up. So Ablaze, I caught this, and they had most of the books. They had issue 3 of Belit and Valeria, which I did not know these were part of the Conan history. So that was kind of cool. Here's issue 2. So I haven't read these yet, but I mean, they look kind of cool. And then here's this one, the Jeff Spokes cover. Issue 5. So I thought it was Adam Hughes at first, until I realized it was Jeff Spokes, because they had kind of similar styles, somewhat, not completely, but. And one other cool book I saw, I just had to pick it up.
That is cool.
I've never seen this in person. I know it. I think it might have been in the auction over on I Love Comics, but I've never seen it in person.
Yeah, there's a Batman cover, a Superman cover, a Wonder Woman cover, and a Flash cover. So that's cool.
Yeah.
You got the Flash.
Yeah, like I said, I was like, dude, I couldn't pass this up. Ended up paying $10 for it, but it was worth it. So, all right, so. Let's see what we got here. All right, I think Undead Quinn is showing off telling his books he got this week. And what's up, Skip? All right. Read some comments here. Abnet's production of written material is unbelievable. Reading his Saturnine novel right now. Cool. Yeah, Abnett is one of those writers I'm slowly discovering is pretty much a good person to follow, no matter what book he writes. Kind of like Gardennis. Okay, Undead Quinn says his number 4 is Ivy. Number 8, Poison Ivy art is just as bad as the story and boring at the point. I saw that at the shop. I looked in that. I mean, she's still killing people, but I guess the story plot is that some woman was abused, so she killed the abuser. I don't want her as an anti-hero. I don't want her as an anti-killer. I mean, even if she's doing this, I want Batman to say, like, you're still a killer. You're going to jail. I want her to go to jail. You're murdering people. All right. David says, Jeff Purvey's art on Hulk Joe Fix It run was superb.
It was.
All right. Undead Quinn. His number 3 is Unnatural Blue Blood. Number 5. The story is moving slowly, but it's a middle road book. And hello to you, Ash. Good evening, John. Undead Quinn is number 2 is Purgatory Must Die. I agree with RDV said about the book. Yeah, you're the one that told me about it. I was off my radar. I didn't know it was even coming out this week. You're talking about it was the most anticipated book so far, or what's coming out for the year, at least what we know. I think I answered okay, I did answer for the Iron on the Phoenix books. Fix it. Hello to Maranya. She's every woman in the world, unless Eric Breen is reading the part.
And she's every woman right now.
See, who sings that song?
What?
She's Every Woman?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's an oldie. I figured it was right around your era.
Is it Whitney Houston? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. All right. I thought I was gonna say it was a Tony Bennett song. All right, and his I guess his number one book for the week is Parker Girls by Terry Moore. Number 4. Moore did it again with crime drama murder, and it's still a fun read. Dude, awesome.
I agree.
Weird. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm glad that other people can still find books especially if you're sick of the big two right now. You don't care for most stuff. You can still find an indie book to pick up. Speaking of which, you should also pick up some Ed Brucker books. I hear that those are the bomb right now. They're criminal. I guess criminally good.
Mhm.
All right, so I picked up 25 books that we mentioned earlier before. So as far as these are some back issues, and they're all from the same title, and they're all from Chuck Dixon. So I got Airboy number 1, and I love the back. I mean, I'd almost want to put a backer board on these because I like seeing the back art. Yeah, look at that. That's what Marvel doesn't do. Marvel just shows you what's coming in theaters or a watch. All right, and these are from 1987, I believe, or 86, 86, 88. I think
it started in 86. Yeah.
Yeah, only 50 cents. Yeah, and I gotta say, this guy, I forgot what his name is. The Air Fighter guy,
Tojo.
He always reminds you of when he starts a side profile. He's basically Batman with the top part cut off, the way they draw him. And this is the other thing too, because apparently they're having a Marvel Comics 25th anniversary. So I don't know what this is all about.
Well, they
screwed over Jack.
Yeah, well, Jack was not working for them at the time, and it was bitter. And they were doing their 20th anniversary thing, and they didn't take the time to celebrate Jack. So a lot of the creators that made a name for themselves had kind of sided with Jack against Stan.
Because they went for a couple of issues in the backs. Here's issue 3.
Well, it was bi-weekly.
Okay. All right. It's on the back end, issue 3. So I was like, man, it's like I saw this on the back of like they're protesting something. Something happened. All right, and then I gotta change the bags on these, but here's the issue number 4. So, I've only read 1 through 3 so far, so I'm enjoying them.
Good. I thought you would.
Yeah, and then the smell too. Issues. I don't have issue 5, but issue 6.
Well, number 5 is the only one in the series that's worth any money.
I was gonna say it's probably why I can't.
It's got the Valkyrie cover. It's only $10, but yeah, it's.
If I can find it though.
I'm sure my comic shop would have it.
Well, send it with the next book you're gonna send me. I'll give you $10. All right.
If I do another order with them anytime soon, if it's in there, I will get it for you.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Ow.
I'm loving the back of these. Loving the back of these covers. Reed filming the Milkman.
I believe he's the world's toughest milkman.
Yes, the world's toughest milkman. And yeah, that back cover number 7 has I'll put the ads in the back. These are fun. They advertise the books coming out and Seduction of the Innocent in 3D, number 1. Miracle Man in 3D. DNA Agents, 3D DNA Agents, number 1. And then it has, Mr. Monsters 3D High Octane Ore, number 1. Alien Terror, number 1. Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters, number 1. Tor in 3D, number 1. Yep. 3D Laser Eraser and Press Button. Yeah. And then the Three Stooges. Yeah, so. I wonder if anybody actually has all those.
I had everything with the Three Stooges.
All right. And then because they didn't have, there's a big jump here because they didn't have all of them. So we went to number 16. But look at that side profile. It's basically Batman. If you cut off.
Oh, okay, that's Skywolf.
It's Skywolf.
Yeah, I thought you were pointing to the Japanese guy when you.
No, not the Japanese guy. Yeah,
that's Skywolf. He was best friends with Davy's father, the original Airboy.
And then this is cool.
Yeah,
I can find that, I want that. Looks cool. All right. Number 19 has a Splinter. Return of the Rats. Yeah, and then you see all the advertisements on the back. Like I said, I kind of want to put them in. I don't want to put these in a backing board because I like seeing the cover and the backs. So I mean, all right, number 20. So, and then you guys can see the back too. Here we go.
I think that's Paul Galassi cover that you just showed.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
With the girl.
Yep,
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Paul Galassi.
Is that the rat that was in your room on Wednesday?
Yeah, look, like I said, he was gone 5 minutes after I was complaining.
Snap. You probably scared him into the trap. 22. No, it's coming. It's Monster Business 60. Number 24. The Heap is back. More of the same cover in the back stuff. 28 is this one. Now this one wasn't $15. Like I got it for $1. And one time I guess it was $15. I don't know why.
I don't either.
Or they reused the bag. They might have reused the bag for something. And then it has this. Sister Stud of Steel. So but Christy Marks and Peter Ledger.
I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
Sure, that's okay. Yeah. All right, number 29 of Airboy. Like I said, these are just fun books. I'm looking. This covers alone, and then the little thing in the back for Valkyrie, the little gags. All right. Number 30. Yep, and then it has this Scout, number 24 in the back. Yeah, Eclipse, like I said, Airboy is pretty cool. I mean, I kind of want to start collecting the Rocketeer stuff. Number 31. This is the Swords of Texas. The things I find on the back of these covers. I want to get this. It's also by Dixon, Dunn and Truman. That's awesome. Yeah, Clavin, these are I love these covers, man. You also notice there's no freaking barcode on these. It's just straight up art. This is number 32. Yeah. Thanks for showing up, Clavin. Hope you have a good night. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. Number 33. The shot of the plane he flies to. It's kind of cool. And then back cover. All right. 34. And then the back. Number 35. And then here you go. 64. Yeah, I would love to have this too. You ever get that?
I think I did.
65-page square-bound black and white album of Air Fighters Classics, number 1.
I think I had some. I think I had some of them.
I guess this is supposed to be the cover, what it looks like on the bottom here.
Yeah. So isn't Zach usually here by now?
Hey, 8:30, 40, he is. I sent him the link. He hasn't popped up complaining he didn't get the link. Here's here's your Discord. Here. That's not him. Yeah, I don't know where he is. Excited. Skip's got the link, and so does Action Comics. If they want to jump on number 36. So, and then this must have been was this an event they had?
Yes.
I imagine these events were better than the Marvel ones, right?
Well, no, Marvel's events were good at the time.
Well, I mean current.
Oh, better than current Marvel events. Yeah.
March 1988. That's you know what date is this comic's from, or not date, that year. All right, and then we go into 37. Yeah, I remember Chuck talking about these and all, and just he wanted to do his own thing on it. So definitely, you can tell. And I have read the Valkyrie series too, so that was a fun series. I guess there's two of them, 3 issues each.
Yep.
So, all right, and then here is issue number 40. I've always wondered why they have that box on there. I guess it for balance, maybe on the RPG.
I guess so.
Yeah. Yep. And then you go. Here's the back again. All right. There we go. And then we go to 42 with the Steel Fox. Yep. Oh, they're going to cover in the back here. I'm surprised Zach hasn't got these yet, because this has got a dinosaur on it in issue 44.
Hmm.
All right, 45. To Kill a Mockingbirdie. It's funny. And here's 10 years of funny animals and clips. Did they really turn everybody into animals?
I don't remember that event.
Oh. Then we go to 47. Now, this has Ernie Cullen on it.
Hmm.
I'm really shocked that he hasn't got this, because it's got Nazis, it's got dinosaurs, girls. Maybe he doesn't know about it, so. All right, and then finally, issue 48. Yeah, I love the detail on the cockpit, or the cockpit. And then it has Mike Grill, 007. That looks cool. Yeah, Zach is late. I don't know what's up with Zach. He hasn't messaged me at all. So, but man, do you have any favorite covers out of these? The ones I showed at all, your boys? I really like them all.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of that series. Oh, damn.
Like I was reading them right before we went live. I was like, do I really have to go live? I'm going to continue reading them.
I just looked on my comic shop. All 50 issues are on there. The number 5 is expensive.
Yeah.
But almost all the rest of them are $2. The most any other ones are is $4.
Like I have 25. I have 25 and 50.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with what I got right now. Eventually, I'll probably find them. I can't see them. That one Valkyrie one staying that expensive forever.
Now it's 7 years old, so it may not be. It's Dave Stevens covers the problem.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's in his
Rocketeer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense now. I was like, why would it be that expensive? But so Yeah, I don't know where Zach is this week though, but he hasn't messaged, Usually he calls me or lets me know. He's like, "Hey, I'm on my way home."
So I will tell you real quick. I said, yeah, I picked up 3 new books. Vampirella vs. Red Sonja was number 3. You already talked about that. Number 2 was Parker Girls Undead. Talked about that. I love that series. And the only reason why it wasn't number 1 was, yeah, Joe Fixit was just so much fun that it. Yeah, I said it's nice to pick up something with Marvel or DC on it that doesn't disappoint. Now,
True.
I did pick up one other book
Nice.
that came out last week, and it was written by someone who I vowed I would never buy anything from again because he's a dick and he can't write. But it was Tom King, because he did a book called Danger Street. Danger Street is the name that the name of the street the Dingbats lived on in this 1975 series called First Issue Special.
Hey, you're talking about this, Dingbats and stuff.
Yeah, well, he took all the characters that had issues of First Issue Special and developed a story with them. And will he stick the landing? He never does, but at least for one issue, it was good. Yul Carter was talking about the other night, and I thought, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it was only $5, and like half of that for me. So I don't have much invested in it. So, but I said the first issue was solid. We'll see if it's one of those rare occasions where he can actually follow through.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, like I said, like as you pointed out on the Fossils last night over on Graphic Man's channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check out that out. Graphic Man. It's 2 words. Wednesday nights at 8:00 Eastern. They guys are always on there showing off books. A lot of guys on there. A lot of old books, about as old as the people on the show. That's the sad part. Yeah. Oh, he finally shows his butt because he got a phone call. He says,
"No, that's for the OnlyFans. I don't do that on YouTube."
I've been waiting for you. I'm done with my books.
I'm sorry, guys. I had a phone call that I kind of had to answer. Wasn't a happy phone call, but it's just one of those obligatory ones I had to get through.
Sorry to hear that, and
that's all right.
So I guess this is hi Zach, bye Zach. Out if you're listening before, I have food poisoning and I am dying.
Oh, dude! Oh my god!
It's the worst I've felt, and I can't tell you how many years. So,
jeez, man. Well, go get some sleep, man.
I can't sleep. That's the problem. I can't do anything but just sit here and be in pain.
Oh, dude. Oh,
but
wow.
It hurts to lean forward. It hurts to do just about everything. So I'm going to check out, and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah. The last time you had COVID, remember you coughed, you hurt yourself too. Remember?
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good rest of the stream, guys.
Yeah. Feel better, Brain.
All right.
All right.
So wait. You went through all of your books?
Yeah. And plus,
how many did you have?
I had 6 of the normal, and then I had about 4 of the one back issue book, issues. And then I had like 26 other books.
Okay. I didn't even sort through mine. I mean, I only had 5 new books. I mean, 4 new books because you were here Tuesday. I only had 4 new books. I cheated. I had a trade paperback as my number 5.
Yeah, I went through all my books. Plus I had back issues. Look at this, dude.
I got back issues.
I know, but I'm saying, look at this. I went through this while I was waiting for you.
Oh, look, I got my my Ultimate Marvel Universe collection came in from E's Auction, the official handbook to the Marvel Universe.
Nice.
Came in. So that's fun. I did get the Fantastic Four Antithesis. This is Mark Waid, Neil Adams. I did pick this up. Haven't had a chance to read through it yet.
Let me give you a screen.
No, that's not it.
I know. I gotta switch it over.
So yeah, I hadn't had a chance to read through this yet, but yeah, Mark Waid, Neil Adams, Fantastic Four, Antithesis. Probably gonna tear into this, read into it over the weekend. New books though. 4 new books, folks. It's a light week this week. 4 books. So let's see. I got Captain America. This is issue number 8. I got the cover A. They didn't have the newspaper Joe Cully variant. It was an all right issue. Not the greatest, not the worst. It was all right. Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. Didn't have that one.
I guess telling them I was just irritated when Cap has to call somebody mommy.
He didn't have to call. He just had to think it.
Same thing. I wonder for her to show up, and then she shows up with her girlfriend.
Did you? Oh yeah, Emma Frost apparently has a girlfriend now. That was the more shocking part to me.
Not really. I guess. She's been playing both sides for a while now.
It's Krakoa. Everybody plays both sides on Krakoa these days.
I just wish they would. Krakoa, man, get rid of that.
Wait,
let them. I'm tired of people just coming back instantly. You know, if you're gonna kill someone off, kill them off.
Who came back instantly?
Pretty much everyone on the X-Men when they died.
I thought you were talking about Captain America. I'm not talking about X-Men. No, I'm talking about Captain America.
No, well, no, because it's connected there. The whole thing with the mommy thing, because it's connected to Hellfire Gala.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but I didn't read into it that much. I did get Spy Superb #1 from Dark Horse and Fluxus. This is Matt Kent.
Yeah,
and I guess this is his wife, Charlene Kent.
Yeah, she does the coloring. You didn't get the bagged issue?
No, they didn't have that one. This was the only one they had. I was lucky to get this one, actually. This was one of the last 2 copies they had.
So what did you think of that? Because it wasn't high on my list.
The story was entertaining enough. I did like the story. The art threw me out of it for a little bit. I had to get used to the art. Because Matt Kent, I mean, he's the same guy that's doing Berserker, so I was kind of expecting that same level of art.
Yeah,
but it's a little bit different here. It's not terrible. It's a little bit more, like, I don't know. I want to say like newspaper-ish.
The material for the pages, yeah, but yeah, it does come off a little bit like Ziggy.
But the story I actually liked. I actually enjoyed the story. The deadbeat guy, he's like a wannabe author, giving his advice to everybody, even though he's like, he doesn't listen to his own advice, it feels like.
He's the man who knew too little.
It was an entertaining enough story. I don't know. It's $8 though. So I can say, okay, I tried the first one. If the second one is like this, I don't know that I'd spend $8.
Well, I didn't realize until I went through it. I love that they actually numbered the pages in there. It's 40 pages of the main story, and then 7 pages for that backup story about the guy.
Yeah.
The handler.
Yeah, the backup story was actually good too. I like the backup story. Actually, I like the backup story in that. And then I like the backup story we got in Batman 131. I don't know what you're talking about. I actually enjoyed this issue.
It's Grant Morrison when time displaced Batman. So instead of being time displaced, he's on a different Earth.
Yeah, so it's not time displaced.
It's just the same thing. They just instead of displacing him in time, they threw him on a rail thing. It's exciting.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this issue. I thought it was a neat reveal what happened to him when he got hit with the laser blast at the end of the failsafe arc. And so, yeah, now he's on this alternate Earth. It's a Gotham without Batman, basically, that it sends him to.
Ash, we know, Zach was implying that Matt Kent was the artist of Berserker, but he's expecting that level of quality.
Yeah, I was expecting that level of quality. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that he was the artist. I was expecting that same level of quality art or quality in the project.
But
just the feel that Spy Superb has, it just feels really, really different. Not in a bad way, just I don't know, feels like a little bit lower grade, I guess. Maybe that is bad. I don't know. But yeah,
it's stylized art. That's all it is.
I enjoyed it though. It was a good issue. The backup story, I actually enjoyed the backup story as well, where
with Tim
Drake is looking for Batman because he doesn't believe that he's dead. I really enjoyed this. Both stories. I haven't enjoyed a backup story in a Batman book in a while, honestly. So I think Chip Zdarsky wrote both of them.
Hey, I gotta say, Chip wrote a decent story for the first, that issue, and they also wrote an awesome backup story. Can't say that for Matthew Rosenberg this week.
I didn't read any Matthew Rosenberg.
Joker, the man who doesn't laugh.
Oh, is that the one where Joker got pregnant?
Well, he didn't get pregnant. I
added that to my blacklist on Twitter. I was tired of seeing that everywhere, so I blocked out.
What it was is that they're making fun of it. What was it? He fell in some mud, looked like clay, which he picks up later and turns into a little mini Joker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was in his gut. It was hiding inside his guts.
Like I said, I saw everybody posting the same picture, and
But
I
it
just
was
said,
it's
I'm not
badly.
doing this year.
I'm not trying to defend that book, but it was just.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible. But people are like, "Look, Joker's pregnant," and like, did you read the rest of the story, or just see that and just go with that? But
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. It's. Oh, you did get the cover.
I did get it. Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
that's
I got
nice.
it off the shelf. This was the only one they had. This is Fantastic Four #3 from Ryan North and Ivan Coelho. Has nothing to do with the coming of Galactus. It's just a nice homage cover. This is the Johnny Storm story. We see what he's been up to. Issue #1 was The Thing and Alicia. #2 was Reed and Sue. This one's all about Johnny and what he's been doing. Actually really enjoy this one. I like it when they show that Johnny actually has a brain and he's not just like a dumb himbo that's just out there just trying to pick up chicks. The opening of this was really cool. It's Johnny taking out a tornado and explaining the science of how the Human Torch can actually fight a tornado. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It does get a little weird. He has like a secret identity because there's like this big accident, this big thing the Fantastic Four did in New York. Nobody likes them, so he had to create a false identity. It's a little out there, but it's a comic book, so I'm okay with it being a little out there. But a lot of fun, and the art is still really good. Like I said, I like Ivan Coelho's art a lot.
It's just funny. So basically, I go back to like the Nintendo 64 Superman game where you had to take on the tornadoes and you had to use your heat vision on them. Or no, not heat vision. It was super breath, cold air.
Nothing is wrong. Well, see, that's wrong because you don't take out. I guess you could take out a tornado with cold, but he does it with heat. So, and yeah, Johnny Storm, he does have that like himbo bimbo energy, but he's also got a brain. Austin P. He's got a brain in there. Even in the older books, like you go read the Stan Lee, John Byrne, like he's got a brain in there too. It's just you're in Reed's shadow, so your brain can only come across so much. So
I gotta ask though. So you said last week that Johnny is basically hiding his identity, trying to do a secret identity.
He's like dyed. He dyed his hair black. He's grown He grew a mustache. And he works as like this loader guy at a department store. Like he works in the warehouse of a department store.
He dyed his hair black, so he looks just like Franklin now.
No, he dyes every time he flames on, the flame burns out the dye, so he's still blonde. He just dyes it black every time he goes into work.
It is so stupid.
Why? If it's a secret identity, if he's trying to keep a secret identity,
because he's gonna be broke.
No, he's got a job.
Yeah. And it all just goes towards the hair dye, and that's it. It doesn't go towards food because every time he flames on, say he flames on 3 times a day.
He does I mean, it's a comic book.
Johnny has a brain. It's a jar beside his table. Yes.
All right. Anyway, and then I got a bunch of books came in from E's auction 2 weeks ago. So I got Klaus and the Witch of Winter. This is Grant Morrison and Dan Mora. I am getting this more for the Dan Mora than the Grant Morrison, to be honest. But it does. I flipped through this. It does look really fun.
Is it #1?
I think it's a one-shot.
Okay, because I did see a Klaus little mini-series collected over at my shop.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it has a collection or not. It seems like a one-shot.
Okay.
So
they did a one-shot and then a little 5-issue story.
I finally got this beautiful cover of Marvel Fantasy Masterpieces with Thor and Silver Surfer.
That's not Jane Foster.
That's Nora and Rad though. It's rad. I also got a classic Fantastic Four, In Search of Galactus.
Wow. And floating heads this time.
Floating heads. And then I got some older Star Wars comics that came in. Again, I haven't had a chance to read any of these. This is the 50th issue, collector's issue. This is Han and Chewbacca. Han kind of looks a little bit like Breen there, I gotta say, actually.
Oh, also, are they back in the Baxter building?
No, they've been on the road. they've been on the road these past 3 issues because like the Baxter Building, I don't know if it was destroyed or if they all just fled town.
I remember in it was Dan Slott's beginning. I think got back. The Baxter Building was like sold or something like that. It's they
No,
in Alicia's.
they were in the Baxter Building.
Weren't they living in Alicia's place?
No, they were in the Baxter Building.
I distinctly remember them living in Alicia's place for a while.
Before Ryan North came on, so like after Dan Slott left, they had another guy take over and he wrote for 2 issues, and then Ryan North came in and they relaunched it. The 2-issue story is in the Baxter Building, like it's centered around the Baxter Building. So yeah, they're still in the Baxter Building. And I don't know if they're not uber wealthy though, Ash. They didn't like Reed never made a private profit off of all of his inventions. Like it was all like charity work or grant work. Like it wasn't like they were super wealthy. He's not like a Tony Stark inventor.
It'd be smart. He would have put patents on everything he does.
He does not though, or like any money that he does make ends up going towards like
another venture, right?
Schools and education and stuff like that. So, but that is that's my comic pull for the week. Not a very big week, but that's all right.
Yeah.
I did some reading today. I had to read up on some Jonathan Hickman, some Ultimate Thor that we're going to be talking about later on tonight with Skip and Tosh. So I haven't read a Marvel Ultimate story in a long, long time. So
Ultimate X-Men?
No, did not like Ultimate X-Men.
No, what Ultimate you reading? Ultimate what?
I just read Ultimate Thor. It was a 4-issue.
Thor, okay.
But I did read. I have Ultimates 2. I have like the big hardcover collection of Ultimates 2, and I liked Ultimate Fantastic Four a lot. I got a few of the crossover events. Ultimate Spider-Man was okay. It felt like it was a little slow to start for me. Ultimates was all right. But
so how does he afford to build tech that makes Elon Musk look pedestrian? Like I said, I don't know about now, but I said like back in the day, he would order money he made went into this more things. He just kept inventing things, and then he'd sell it off.
Yeah, he would invent stuff, sell it off, and then the money wouldn't go towards a lavish lifestyle. Like they lived in the Baxter Building. They didn't have like a wealthy penthouse. They lived where they worked.
Yeah,
and so all the money that he made went towards making the next thing. It was all about making money to better humankind. I think Tony Stark is more Elon Musk than Reed Richards.
Tony definitely or was until Marvel got a hold of him.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
I
do have a few books coming in. They haven't come in the mail yet. I do have. I'll show them off when they come in, but I do have a Donny Cates Thor #6 that I found that I'm waiting to come in. So I'm excited for that. And then I have a Fantastic Four 286, which is part of where Jean Grey comes back or as the Phoenix. So I'm waiting for that to come in as well. So I found those earlier this week.
Reed, or Ash. Reed went by. He's not uber wealthy. The money went into the building. He remodeled everything himself. It didn't go to anything else. He wasn't buying he bought everything he sold off went to the Baxter Building. So
I want to say the Baxter Building, at least in one story, it got reclaimed by New York.
It did. They got kicked out.
The damage done to the city, yeah.
And then there was I forget who was writing it, but that's when they had the red costumes. It might have been.
Was that Fraction?
Might have been Fraction. I'm not sure, but I remember that they took away their kids away from them. Protective custody came in. Child services came and took away their children.
Oh wow!
And the point where Sue took out everybody on the Avengers. She basically went, she just said, "Get out of my way. I'm coming to take my kids." And they said, "You can't do this." She's like,
"You sure you're not thinking of the X-Men Fantastic Four that Terry Dodson did and Chip Zdarsky?"
It might have been. I don't know. I'm not sure what it's from.
But the X-Men, because that's where they wanted to take Franklin.
Oh no! This is before that.
Oh, okay.
This is way before that. This is like early mid 2000s.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they ended up getting Luke Cage, the Avengers, also. They had this stop down. Yeah, it's just Yeah.
Ooh.
Also, even if Reed and them did have money, Johnny is I don't think he's going hanging out the Baxter Building. Like he said,
No, he had his own private apartment.
yeah,
I imagine they'll be back in the Baxter Building within the next issue or two.
he's a self-made man.
Yeah.
He doesn't want no money from Reed or Sue or Namor. Does Namor even have money?
Well, he's the king of Atlantis. I'm sure the currency exchange rate is different down there.
3 seashells.
Yeah.
I don't know. But apart from that, I was hoping that Skip would actually jump on because I know Skip would at least talk about his channel, but I guess he's just too good to jump on tonight. Oh well. Actually, thinking about it. Well, the fact that he's even okay, Sash, you think that's funny? Suggesting that he needs to have a secret identity is even worse to me than that. So,
no, he got a secret identity because he had to get a job because there hasn't been a Fantastic Four around. So in order to support himself, he had to get a job. And he says nobody wants to hire the Human Torch because of what this big whatever it is that the Fantastic Four did. So that's why he had to make the secret identity. And he got this job just working in a warehouse because he said they don't ask for social security numbers or identification or anything like that. He could just go in.
Yeah. So if there's so it means that he has to work on his own, use his own money. So
yeah, it's only for this one issue. I think next issue the whole group gets back together.
Yeah. Otherwise, they've never had secret identities or even disguises. Except for Thing, who always wears a coat, but you can tell it's him. He's like Ninja Turtle guys. They're wearing the costumes with the silly faces, the funny faces, the glasses.
Yeah. Ash does have a point, though. Celebrities do often use disguises.
Sure.
A lot of times,
but paparazzi
they use false names for hotel reservations.
Yeah, but the paparazzi just follows them from their house to the cars.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If they don't recognize the name, maybe not. And hair dye is not that expensive anyway. I mean,
I'm just picturing him buying in bulk, so he doesn't keep trying to risk his identity going out in the thing. So he's got a stack of this in the corner, just all this hair dye. I want to order a pallet's worth of hair dye delivered to this. And then as soon as Ben Grimm shows up at his door, his identity's blown. So I don't know. It's just weird, It'd be like Tony Stark pretending that he's not Iron Man anymore. It's a guy in a suit. It's a robot. It's not me. He's my bodyguard.
That's literally what he said for years before.
I know, but I'm saying, imagine him going back to that though, and people not questioning it.
Well, of course they would question because people know now, but in the beginning they didn't know.
You're not going to understand what I'm saying. Imagine if he did that and then no one questioned it because that's the writing today.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned it back then either.
Well, readers or
nobody's like, hey, wait, Tony Stark's here. Why isn't Iron Man here at the same time?
We knew he was Iron Man. The readers knew, but the people back then in the original 1960s, they did not know, even until Suspense, they did not know that Tony was Iron Man.
Yeah,
except for Happy.
Yeah, because they were written simpler. Like nowadays, you take any reader today, they'd be like, why aren't Tony Stark and Iron Man ever in the same room at the same time?
No, you're not getting. If you read it from the very beginning, he had a secret identity from the very beginning.
In the beginning, yes.
Yes.
But it was really ridiculous how he had his secret identity, though.
Well, of course, nobody. No, well, actually, no.
He's like, this guy.
I remember at the Esmerania. I'm pretty sure there was an issue where they actually had somebody else.
See, okay, you could have done it, and it could have been anything. But he says, no, Iron Man is my bodyguard. When's the last time you saw a guy with a bodyguard that isn't following him side by side in the same room?
Also had Spider-Man. Basically, was called out by Captain Stacy, so you had the Prowler dress up as him.
That's true too. That's true.
Yeah.
But Peter Parker wasn't saying that Spider-Man was his bodyguard, though. So But anyway, we could get into this, but I don't know if that's entertaining you two.
I'm just saying, Riggers. Nobody even questions why Bobby Jenkins play. And Robin instantly got up one day and said, I looked at the man's butt and said, I want that. Ugh.
Oh. Thanks, Rhaegar. Thank you for that.
I didn't know Connor Kent was gay now.
He's
I
not. He's talking about
don't
John
call him
Kent.
Jonathan anything. Sorry.
He's talking about John Kent.
I call him John. That's it. He's not Superman. He's not Superboy. Connor Kent is Superboy. Unless Connor Kent's dead. There's
he's
no
not
way.
dead.
Otherwise, we have the Spider-Man thing. They're both Superboy. That'd be dumb. And having Superman both called Superman is dumb. So, but we're not going to get on that. We're not going to get on people sharing the same titles or mantles. But did you notice that? Going back to comic books, did you notice that in Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, they call him the White Captain America?
Yeah, I noticed that too. Because obviously there's white Captain America and then there's Sam Wilson. There's black Captain America. I noticed that.
Well, yeah. And then, so Ash is saying Spider-Man wasn't Peter's bodyguard. He was just a guy who constantly fed Peter exclusive photos. And then one day, he actually, in order to distance himself, people thinking that he was Spider-Man, he pretended to be a jerk. And basically, told Gwen Stacy or Aunt May, it's like, get that, tell Parker, he owes me,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, to make him seem totally different in attitude and personality from Peter Parker. Yeah.
Like I said, I've only read 6 issues of the Iron Man original stuff, but nobody questioned because the people who worked for him didn't ask questions; they just got paid. And the media wasn't. I mean, Iron Man wasn't really going around and sticking around for the media to talk to them either.
That's true.
It's not like today. I mean, the paparazzi are crazy today. They would have had him like within instantly. Oh, who's that? Oh, yeah, that's him. I heard it's better to sell the photos instead of eating them. I don't know where you're going with this, Rhaegar. I hope you get help soon. If you don't get help soon, I hope somebody else gets help for you. All right, yeah. I said, so it's such a short week this week. I'm kind of disappointed. Do you want me to go through the covers so you can see them again? Or
no, that's okay. I know what you got.
All the Air Boys?
Yeah, I saw them. Actually, I have a few of those Air Boys.
Yeah, you're showing me. That's what it was.
The dinosaur one, yeah.
Oh, you get the later one, the dinosaur on the cover. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was going through. I was like, dude, there's Nazis, there's dinosaurs, there's a hot girl, and it's like, man, why isn't Zach getting this?
If they ever print an omnibus, I'll pick it up.
So this is still my favorite though. I found this. Jerry Lewis,
a weird one.
It's a fun book, man. It's got that old smell to it. I'll show it off here. Hold on. So once again, and yeah, it's got some wear and tear on it though. Isn't it bad? $10 for this.
$10? Oh yeah, that's not bad.
And someone wrote on the back.
Wow.
Yeah. It says stack 55 cents. Yeah. Something like that. One of the covers I saw, someone actually colored in stuff. But look at this. The advertisement.
Oh wow. Jeez.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Look at the motion lines with the flash.
Yep. Sweet motion line. Those are good. This is Barry Allen Flash, huh?
Yeah, Barry Allen Flash. Yep. The Silver Age. And then when you read this, you gotta read it in Jerry Lewis's voice. which is easy for me because I watch a lot of Jerry Lewis films back in the day.
Yeah.
Man, these pages are yellow. Oh, look at that. He does have the bow tie. And no pants now.
Oh, that's not Comics Code approved.
That wasn't Flash taking his pants off. That was Jerry taking his pants off.
Still not Comics Code approved.
And of course, I don't know how he does this, but he manages to find the ring and pop it out.
Yep. That's cool.
I always thought that
He's really tiny.
I
compared
thought
to Barry Allen.
Barry had a special way ability in order to take it out.
No, I think he had a special ability to pack the suit in there, but I think as far as it popping out of the ring, I don't think it was.
So this is hilarious, though. So he puts a suit on, and somehow he's got powers now.
The suit gave him powers. That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, here's Barry. He's like, "Where the hell's my ring?" Yeah. Like I said, this is a fun book. I have fun reading this. And then yeah. Oh, so that's what it was. I guess they're going against Abracadabra. That's the villain in this. That's why he had the powers, I guess. Key power to self-defense. I love these ads in here. Only $1.
Only $1.
Not Jimmy Stewart, Jerry Lewis.
I like my Jimmy Stewart. Thank you very much.
At least somebody does.
I'll rope you the moon, Venkman.
Right. So overall, like I said, I had some fun books. I still have your book I gotta send to you.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm waiting on Skip to send me my book so I can send you your book using his Gemini mailer.
Recycle his Gemini mailer? Is that what it is?
That's what I've been doing, man. Why should I go out and buy more Gemini mailers when I'm buying one from him? He sent me a book.
I've saved up on the floor. I've got like 5 or 6 Gemini mailers. So I'm saving them up for when I need to mail comics out.
Yeah, so like I said, overall, like the books I got this week, the new books, not that many. Yeah, I got like 6 books, man.
Yeah, light week.
Did you get Joe Fixit?
No, I did not pick up Joe Fixit.
#1 book of the week by far. Anything else that came out this week, it just blows away.
And you were iffy about that too.
Because I'm not a fan of Joe Fixit Hulk, but seeing how Peter David writes Spider-Man the correct way, with Kingpin versus the Hulk, and Spider-Man is laughing his ass off in the corner while Kingpin basically does his best to punch a Hulk and realize, why can't I hurt this guy? Because he doesn't realize it's the Hulk. And then he makes them say uncle and like or surrender or whatever in like three different languages. And he slams him on the ground. People are like, "What's going on?" "Oh, earthquake! Everybody, we're fine." "Okay, cool." There's a Kingpin like size hole, not a hole, but like an indentation on the floor. It's a fun book, man. Oh yeah, the Bishop book, X-Men book. It's fun. Backstory about Bishop. And Purgatory Must Die, Vampiro by Dan versus Red Sonja, Dan Emmett. And then and then this is my cover for Batman.
Ah, nice.
Yep. This is the Jason Fabek.
That's the one you got last week, though.
Yeah. Well, I finally read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this year, and then yeah. So yeah, like I said, not many books this week, so probably gonna end it soon. Going outside of my comfort zone, I do it every time when I watch review The Boys with you. All right. Him stuffing the suit into the ring makes me think of Titan from Mermaid.
Titan.
Yeah. Do I have a son? No. It stretches for you. All right. Although the Flash taking his pants off wouldn't be off brand. Yes. Everybody knows that Jay Garrick likes to take people's pants off.
He does.
And then leave them up like on top of water towers so they can't leave.
He does. This is very true.
Yes. But he does return the pants though.
He does. He's not a pants thief. He just
doesn't have a
he just borrows them so that you can't go anywhere without.
Batman has trophies. In the Flash cave, I have pants.
Cave.
From every caper I've done.
If the Flash had a cave, he should call it like the wind tunnel or something. Just
Wind tunnel.
He's not gonna call it the Flash cave. At least I wouldn't.
The speed tunnel.
But anyway.
No wonder Zach loves Jay best. Yeah, I've never met a girl that can get a pants off faster than Jay Garrick. All right, so I can't think of anything else to talk about. It's kind of a short week. I only get that many books. I went through all my books I had.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, there's gonna be slow weeks. I mean, it is what it is. So I mean, I'm not gonna go out and buy a whole bunch of new. I was actually, and I don't know. I may have to sample it on the high seas before I make up my mind because I do like this artist. I was this close to buying. They had the Scarlet Witch #1 with Sarah Pacelli's art. I do like Sarah Pacelli's art, but it's also Steve Orlando writing, so it could be really bad, or it could be, I'm gonna have to sample it before I make up my mind on that. But yeah, it was a light week though this week for sure. Next week should be more. I think I have 6 books next week on my pull list. But you're going to have to wait until next Tuesday to find out what those are.
Warner Brothers Discovery's CFO believes that recent content cuts at the company's streaming servers are the beginning of a trend in the industry.
The trend is called "We don't make stuff people like to see, so we don't make as much money, so we got to let people go."
Right, yeah. Says the past year that it's been turbulent for many streaming services. Walt Disney Company had its worst year since 1974, with big spending on streaming being one of the main factors. Yeah. Netflix lost subscribers for the first time in company history. Netflix and Warner have also reportedly had problems working together. This is from the Hollywood Reporter.
I did see a headline said like David Zaslav was angry or he was not impressed with like how the movies, like how the streaming rights they gave to Netflix, how that worked. So
sure we could. Yeah, I'll just share my screen. Here's your screen. Boom. Yeah, I was looking at this. Warner Brothers Discovery CPO Hollywood went overboard with streaming spending frenzy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody poured millions, if not billions, of dollars into streaming shows.
2023 will be the year of launching and building WB. Says that, or I guess he does. Said that's at a Citibank conference. Citibank, huh? I didn't know
it's a big bank, yeah.
For removing old titles from HBO Max and canceling some shows, and likely to be copied by competitors in the space. Pricing for streaming service will rise as companies pursue profitability over reach. Well, right now Netflix is at $18 if you have the DVD. You can get a movie, ship it in the mail, and send it back, no charge. Yeah. It's $18 per month. Coming from an irrational time overspending with very limited focus on return on investments, I think others are going to make the same adjustments that frankly have behind us. So does that mean they're going to cut down like 90% of the Batman titles?
Probably not, because Batman's the biggest seller.
All right, so of course the company will launch its combined streaming service and a free ad-supported streaming option, which he says it will put the company back on a growth path.
I think Netflix is supposed to have an ad version coming out soon too.
I know
Hulu
that
already has it. So.
Yeah, Vudu has that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to, they have free with ads. Go through Roku, has free with ads.
Paramount Plus, I think, has free with ads. Tubi, I know, does. So Disney Plus, I think, might even be getting an ad version. I read.
Yeah.
So I don't pay for any of my streaming services, though. I mooch off of either my family or my ex-wife's family because they haven't kicked me off yet.
Avatar 2 globally, $900 million.
Doesn't it have to make like $2 billion?
I don't know.
I thought it had to make like $2 billion to be successful.
At this day and age, Disney can put out a movie where it doesn't have to be successful at all. They just push it out.
I like how he's already talking about Avatar 3, how it's going to have like the fire version of the Na'vi. I'm like, dude, you just had the water tribe. Are you like copying Avatar The Last Airbender? You're just doing different
elements. Well, that's the other thing too. Remember everybody was getting affected by over Christmas that week. Uh-huh. So that really put a dent in people going out. And I guess then COVID-19, the flu, and the RSV virus. Another bummer. It's never going to... yeah.
I don't even know what the RSV is. That like what does RSV mean?
Ray Stevens virus.
Now, DreamWorks Animation and Universal's Puss in Boots. Yeah. That is the movie that y'all should be going to go see. That movie was dynamite. That was way better than any Shrek-related movie had any right to be. Was Puss in Boots, and it kind of bums me out that it's going to get overshadowed by Avatar for its entire theatrical run. So y'all should go see it. It's a good animated movie. And the director of it isn't talking about how he cut out scenes with guns because he's anti-firearm. Because that's what James Cameron said about Avatar 2. He cut out scenes with guns because he hates guns.
Yeah. So other movies I was looking at coming out there is going to be like they have, well, not movies, but I think is it Paramount or is it being HBO? Or is it, I forget what channel it's supposed to be on, but it's supposed to be having the Last of Us show. I thought it was HBO, right?
That's HBO. It's HBO or it's Amazon? I think it's HBO.
Yeah, I think it's Amazon, but
no. It's HBO. Amazon is doing a God of War show.
That's right.
Which is gonna suck, because I know they're gonna go straight for the Viking God of War, and they're not gonna spend time on the Greek God of War. But no, HBO is doing The Last of Us, which I don't care. I didn't play the first game. I wasn't one of the people that got caught up in the first game. So I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
I've heard really bad things about the second one.
And that was the other thing, Jeremy Renner thing. We almost lost him.
He's doing better. Yeah, he took a picture of himself in the hospital bed.
He's got cuts and stuff, bruises up, beat up. He's lucky he didn't get his leg cut off.
He was doing it. He was trying to get his family out of their cabin. They got like snowed in.
Well, he also does snow plowing for people. Yeah, up there all the time. He has his own plow.
Yeah, like lucky for him, his neighbor was a doctor who could come over, rush over, and tourniquet his leg.
I was thinking about like, is he in a rich neighborhood? Like, how is he?
No, he's in like Colorado. He's like somewhere up in the mountains though.
But I'm thinking these people have rich houses. They're rich, either they're doctors or celebrities in the community. You
don't have to be a doctor. I mean, I'm sure being a doctor gets you enough money to get a nice house up in the woods. But
and I'm saying you have to be a doctor, but I'm saying in order to afford it, you got to have a really good practice or something, or you have a good paying job. Usually, the doctors are the ones that have the nicer homes.
Oh, I don't know. I know several blue collar guys that have real nice homes. I know a guy. He's like a police officer, but he also had like 2 or 3 other jobs that he does or did. And he has a really nice house.
All right.
So,
Don Williams died.
I have no idea who that is.
Williams Brother Quartet. He partnered with Andy Williams, and their brother is Dick and Bob.
I know who Andy Williams is.
Yeah.
But
first one on the radio in the movies with Bing Crosby and Kay Thompson. 100 years old, man. Crazy. All right, So that's that.
What's Hamlin? That guy came out of his coma. I heard today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, like the first thing he asked the doctors or the nurses was, "Who won the game?" Is what I heard.
Yeah.
And
He.
then the nurse was
So,
like, "You won.
so,
You
so
won the
apparently,
game of life."
so apparently that guy had a heart attack. He had cardiac arrest on the field. They resuscitated him, and then when it came to like he got to the hospital again. He had another heart attack, and they had to resuscitate him.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Back-to-back heart attacks.
Yeah. So then, he just, and I guess people are getting upset. Well, you shouldn't question if he had a COVID or shot. That shouldn't matter. I'm thinking like, well, this really goes back to the case. If you had a COVID shot, it does mess around with your heart and stuff like that. Not everybody, but like I said, it was so rushed out that stuff, and people just go started. You don't know. I'm like, well, you normally don't have stuff, and you could say you got hit in the chest, tackle. But the thing is, though, he's the one that tackled the guy. He didn't go up.
It's also the same people that if they see you coughing, the first thing they're going to assume is that you have COVID, and not that you're just clearing your throat. So it's really kind of hypocritical to say, "Oh, your first reaction shouldn't be COVID." Like, that's y'all's first reaction if you see somebody walking around without a mask who's like clearing his throat or something like that.
Well, it's not a brainer that when it came to the NFL and all the sports stuff, you had to have a shot in order to be in that keep playing. They got up in Aaron Rodgers' face because he literally couldn't take the shot because he was allergic to it. He was doing his own way, and it got a big deal. But a lot of, so like I said, I don't know if the guy had the shot, but it's more likely he had the booster too.
I heard he's a really, I think he's one of those guys that if he didn't have to get the shot, he wouldn't have. He's apparently like a real good family man, Christian guy. I've been reading up on him.
Either way, he's not that old.
No. Well, you can't be very old in the NFL.
And the other thing is that these guys are doing physical work, and you wonder how many of them actually do have heart problems, but haven't seen, or
none of them do if they're healthy.
Are they taking roids? Because they don't really pay attention in NFL as they do as in baseball.
If they're taking roids, then that might throw something. But if they're just doing it like the good old fashioned way, just eating right and exercising, they're probably fine.
So so I want to talk about this. I know it's not really comic book related, but I saw this. This is Vince McMahon.
Nothing to add here, so I'm going to go get a drink while he talks about Vince
McMahon. So I saw this today on Instagram first. I was like, no way, he's going to sell the company. And so far, I guess through some people, there's a few between people like the different wrestling promotions. Like there's people who are, I only love WWE and I hate AEW. And there's people who hate WWE and love AEW, which is the other thing run by Tony Khan, son of the NFL, or basically Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars. So you're saying that Vince is because everybody knows that Vince McMahon is in trouble, deep water now because people come out and just said he sexually assaulted them, harassed them, whatever, and multiple women. So he basically stepped down in retirement. So all these rumors are floating around. So that he's gonna in order to get out back at everybody, because even though he's still the owner, he's just not the CEO anymore. So he doesn't make decisions. So imagine if he sells the company and then I'm like, who's he gonna sell it to? He's gonna sell it to his children? I mean, I think the most logical thing, I'd give it to my children, let them have it, But if he sells the whole entire company and then gives it to like maybe AEW or another promotion, I like having competition, having WWE around and having other businesses around. It provides people a place to go, options. When you start getting rid of like other companies, it really dampens it. Imagine if it was only Marvel was the big company and DC went under for whatever reason. It wouldn't be beneficial to anybody. Now, that being said, both put up today are run by woke individuals, so they're not as great as they used to be. But
you still talking about WWE?
Well, I was comparing it to a little bit, yeah.
That's okay.
I don't know. Like I said, hopefully this is just a rumor because there's usually former writers like David Meltzer or Freddie Prinze Jr., which I did not know that he used to write for wrestling.
That's crazy.
I did not know that either. It's like, it makes sense. If you're good at writing, you're the guy who comes with the scripts.
What's also weird is that you think Freddie Prinze Jr. is good at writing.
Well, no. I was just saying. I was weird that he was actually a writer on the show.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with the writing. Well, now there is. Back then, it was like obscene. They didn't cater towards families. They didn't try to be the PG and try to be with everybody. Now it's like they pretty much wanted to become family friendly, so they had to become like Disney, and not in a sense where Disney does what they're doing now with the woke stuff, but WE decided that we're gonna partner with the NBC Peacock and all this stuff. We're gonna do this, make it family friendly for everyone. Because back then wrestling was kind of raunchy.
It was.
AEW, it's like every other week somebody's getting cut or put through a table or barbed wire or thumbtacks. Kind of what WWE used to be. But I don't know. Like I said, that would be just really weird if the guy who basically was ousted out, decides to sell the company. Like, and who's gonna buy it? Like Tony Khan from AEW? Like, he's the only one I can think of that has the money. He gets the money from his dad. His dad owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it's weird. Janelle Jamel hopes to bring more comics accurate Titania to the MCU.
You had your chance, Missy. You blew it. I don't care anymore.
Did you? And you gonna go see Megan?
No,
Pixel
no.
Pixel wants to go see that, so him and Rob can review it. I said
saw the trailer for the new Evil Dead movie, and it made me squeamish. I don't do scary movies.
Well, that's the other thing. The new Evil Dead trailer came out this week, and I watched it, and it's like, oh, so it's basically like a crappier version of the first one. The first one being the original Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell. That was very gory. This is basically like they decided to take the 2013 and just up the gore.
Well, the original one was campy and I think had at least a little bit of humor in it.
No, that's not the original. That's number 2. You're thinking of number 2 and number 3 because originally
I never saw any of them all the way through, so I'm just going off what I remember.
Yeah, so you remember Evil Dead 2 is the one with the laughing animals and all stuff, and just
Was one the one with the trees that grabbed the girl? Was that 1 or was that 2 with the trees?
It was there might have been 1 or 2. I think it was 2. I know that 2013 was a reboot.
Yeah, they did the reboot.
Which was really... Now, this is what pissed me off, too, because...
That one was more serious, though.
So...
Which is what this one looks like.
The 2013 Evil Dead was made, and Bruce Campbell said he wasn't going to do the role. He wasn't going to be a part of it.
Yeah, but then he did the incredible...
And then he came into the series, and people were irritated. Like, really? You weren't in the movie?
And so here's the thing, because when I saw the trailer, it was on Twitter, and it was Bruce Campbell's Twitter. So I was like, oh, Bruce Campbell's got a new Evil Dead. So I'm watching the trailer, be like, okay, where's Bruce Campbell? He doesn't show up at all in the trailer. I was like, oh, well, this is a waste.
No, he doesn't show up in that at all. And yeah, but he's doing that. He is working with Sam Raimi on this new movie, though.
Oh, this is Sam Raimi directing?
It's Sam Raimi's movie. He owns the Evil Dead franchise along with Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
So I don't know if Bruce Campbell's writing it or not, because he does have a writing credit at least for
I'm reading Sergeant Rock versus Army of the Dead. I hope Bruce Campbell isn't writing for the sake of the audience.
Well,
it's very simple. It'll be a very simple movie.
I watched the first Evil Dead, the one with Bruce Campbell, and even that was so-so. The second one, because they lost the rights to the first one, so they redo it. So they call it Evil Dead 2.
Right.
And they just turned it into slapstick Three Stooges humor. That's the one where he cuts his arm off.
And violence and creepy stuff. Also,
the one with the blood spraying on the walls, and then they rewind it so the blood goes back in the walls after it goes red, black, and then goes back in. He's freaking out. He starts seeing the lamp go up and down, so he starts squatting. That's number 2. That was all dark humor. You had his hand got bit by his girlfriend who became possessed. He had the killer.
Yeah, that's the one where he cuts off his own hand, right?
Yeah, you see the blood, and then the hand comes and he's shooting in the wall. Like I said, that's what made it great for me. Was that Army of Darkness, the humor. Like I said, straight up horror. It's like I just feel like it's just gonna basically become another. It's what's gonna change it from being anything else. That the horror movies come out right now, that people are possessed, trying to kill each other. The book, the Necronomicon, doesn't even have a face on it.
I noticed
just-
that. Doesn't
yeah.
the book does have a face, right? I do remember that.
It's supposed to have a face.
This one looks like it has teeth on the
Yeah.
edges, but it doesn't have a face.
Yeah.
Why does Jamila Jamil have to have her brain so messed up? She's such a pretty woman. Why does she have to?
She just looks downright evil in this.
Huh?
She just looks downright evil in this.
Yeah, she does. That's not a very flattering picture of her. Yeah, she's had better pictures.
All right.
The Good Place. She's actually really funny in The Good Place. I did enjoy watching her in that.
My question: why am I looking at CBR?
Because CBR actually wrote some good articles over last week. The whole thing they did that E and LK was talking about on Saturday, like the 10 most or the 10 things that need to change about comics.
So
And
this
then
is
they did,
it.
and then they did another one, 10 things that need to change about movies, which was also
So this is Willow. If you ever been watching the new Willow, this is Flash Thompson from the MCU.
That's weird.
They threw him in there. Like when I first saw him, I was like, really?
That's weird.
So
I like how CBR also throws up new costumes for the Marvel Avengers game that 5 people on Steam are playing.
all right. Oh, there you go. Here's 10 best-selling Marvel comics of all time ranked. Let's see what they say here.
Marvel comics of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
Well, it's not an opinion. They have to go by sales. So
This is by Jerry Sanford. Since 1939, Marvel has been one of the dominant forces in the comics industry, with Mentalis selling absurdly high amounts. At least they got experts on it. They did some research. All right. So number 10. A best-selling comic of the modern age. What?
yeah, Star Wars there because that was when Disney bought Star Wars. Everybody.
It's just Jason Aaron Star Wars, guys. Jason Aaron Star Wars right here.
That was actually pretty good.
2015.
I read those. Yeah, that was not bad. I'll give Jason Aaron credit for that.
All right. Number 9 is well, if you don't know what this is Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane. I love the art. Story was not great. It wasn't woke, but it was like if Spider-Man was Batman, in a sense. You know, Spider-Man. It felt like I was reading Batman versus Killer Croc in this, but Killer Croc was kicking the crap out of Batman. Yeah. All right, X-Force number 2, Deadpool's Return. So this just sold 1.4 million copies. Actually, how did they done with? Did they say how many each copy sold in the other ones?
I don't know. Really tiny print.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't say. Well, here, copies are here. It doesn't say the price. It doesn't say how many the price is though. Unofficially, it's said over 1.3. Wow, 1,325,000 copies. And then this one was 1.4 million copies. Number 7 is X-Men number 2. 1.8 million comics estimated.
Interesting.
Number 6 is Punisher 2099, which was for sale on the auction, I believe. Yeah,
there were a lot of $20.99 books.
I think Krennic or Glinzer picked them up, a bunch of them. So. Does it say somebody should change or should write 10 things that it need to change about list articles? 1.7 million copies. Really? It's Punisher 2099. I don't think it's not even Frank Castle. Unless it's like
but in the 90s, everybody was buying. There were more people buying comics than there are today.
Unless it's a clone. And actually, in this series, it was crazy. I think in this series they had the daughter of was it the daughter of Elektra and Frank? Or no. It was maybe the daughter of Elektra and Matt Murdock. Yeah, I was in this. The 10 worst things about Marvel Comics. I'll get open up next. The 90s. I just love these articles. They're just a holographic cover. I remember these. I used to get these because I thought they're cool. The holograph. I was like, oh, these are gonna, it's gimmick, but I was only paying like $2.
It's a gimmick, but it's also a really effective gimmick. I recently got back into trading cards, and yeah, the holographic foil ones are just still really pretty trading cards to have.
What are you doing? Pokemon cards?
No, One Piece has a trading card game now.
Oh.
You know, like all the shops around me that order trading cards ordered like a very small amount, so like they're sold out everywhere, and everybody's trying to get them now. So,
all right. Ash says 2009 was really popular originally. It was the first time Marvel really did Legacy, and it made sense without diluting the original characters. All right. Yeah, Vampirella apparently she had her own trading cards too.
Would not surprise me.
There's a box set at my shop, and I'm like, I always look at it each time, then I pass it up because it's expensive.
Yeah,
it's like $80.
Jeez.
I think they're like illustrated by Joe Jusko. I'm not sure. All right, Spider-Man 2099. I read through this series. This was a fun series. This is a more aggressive Peter Parker. But it's not even Peter Parker though. But it's basically like
it's Miguel O'Hara.
Yeah, if Peter Parker was Latino and like very aggressive.
I was actually talking about this. So I have a friend of mine. He's a much bigger Spider-Man fan than I am, and I was over at his house for New Year's, and we were talking about the new Spider-Verse movie coming out, which I'm actually pretty excited to see because I like the animation. I was like, why does Spider-Man 2099, like, why does he look like the bad guy? And he was like, oh, yeah, because Miguel O'Hara is kind of a dick. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I would check if you want to look a game to play as him. And I think it was Spider-Man Edge of Time. Well, yeah, but Edge of Time is the other one. You where him and Peter Parker are switch time or places. So basically, Peter's in the future and Miguel's in the past.
Okay.
And Doc Ock's involved. And also with Anti-Venom, too.
Cool.
There you go. Leave the Protector, number 1. I think I have this one. I don't know if I've ever seen this other one, this gold one. Sold 1.7 million copies. What's with the 1 points? Is it 1 or 2?
Well, 1.7 is the same as saying 1,700,000.
I know. It's like so.
I mean, you can't round it up to 2. That's like 300,000 copies difference in there.
All right. X-Force number 1 held the record for 2 months. 5 million copies.
So I'm seeing a lot of 90s books that are the highest selling books of all time. It's like, it's almost like folks were buying comics in the 90s.
Right. And even Liefeld was selling.
I know. Look at the hair he gave Wolfsbane. Good Lord.
Remember, everyone hates Liefeld, but like apparently not. People were buying the books.
The giant shoulder pad on Shatterstar
with the trading cards available with this collector's edition. Yep. He's like the Hulk, but it's Cable. X-Men.
Jim Lee X-Men. Yep.
Something
8 million. Wow.
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's like the entire population of a major city.
Yep. It says no comic may ever break the record of X-Men number 1. Marvel Comics turned the release into a month-long event, something DC Comics did previously with Legends of the Dark Knight number 1. Each week's issue had the next part of an interconnecting cover image. The 5th week had a double gatefold cover combining all covers with some slight alterations. It's still a cool poster. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Look at the guns of Wolverine, man.
I like how it does homage the very first X-Men number 1 with Magneto and the Force Field and everything.
Still the best costumes, everybody.
I
like this costume. I even though I do like the blue, the black.
I like the blue and gold for Wolverine more than the brown. But other than that, I think I'd agree.
You even have Angel back there in his Age of Apocalypse look.
I don't like that for Angel, actually. I don't like the Archangel outfit.
I mean, for a guy who survived Auschwitz, whatever we call it, wherever he was, Magneto looks pretty jacked for being an old guy. All right. Oh, do you want to look at this? X-Men romances we're still waiting for?
And that's where CDR loses me.
All right, so let's do this. The 10 worst things about comics from the 90s. Even though they sold, this is crazy. Although you saw the ones that were sold, they're all 90s books. So let's look at the worst ones. Turn to them. They followed the trends instead of sending them.
Yeah.
Back in Silver Bronze Age, Marvel was ahead of the game. While DC was glorying in their successes, Marvel was on the cutting edge.
Hey,
Yep.
pause.
Yep.
Guess who that character is?
It's Carol Danvers.
Nope. That's Thor.
Is that really?
That's Thor. That is Thor. That's not Thunderstrike. That is Thor Odinson.
What the hell?
Yep. 90s Thor Odinson.
They made grim and gritty comics a joke. Creators like Alan Moore, Frank Miller, Neil Gaiman, Grant Morrison, and more had brought maturity to comics, often going further with the violence and adult situation before Marvel DC were doing well on that front. Although DC had an edge in writing talent as the decades went on, in the 90s, Marvel still tried to keep their grim and gritty stories, but they couldn't make them work. Fans got generically violent stories with any of the newest DC mature readers line. Characters like Punisher, Ghost Rider rose to prominence, but as the 90s went on by, they became played out jokes. But have you seen them today, though?
That's true. Compared to today, they're serious.
Marvel tried to make a vertical S line several times and failed.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. Chris Claremont leaving the X-Men.
That
Which
is bad.
that did hurt the X-Men.
That belongs on the list.
Yes. Yeah, and like so we Ash is saying Liefeld is the avatar of comics artists. It's popular to hate on him now, but back in the day, everyone is into him, and he sold gajillions of comics. See, and I heard it from people saying that he was a dick back then. But then again, who wasn't a dick that was an artist or a writer?
That's true. In the 90s, shoot, even before the 90s, like wasn't Jack Kirby difficult to deal with, or like John Byrne? Like lots of folks in the comic industry seem like they're difficult to work with.
They clash with Shooter, so.
Yeah.
But I'm not being a dick to work with, or a dick to the fans. That's different. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Wolverine was everywhere. I hear this all the time.
And he would continue to be everywhere for 30 more years. When I got into Marvel, he was everywhere.
When a book is failing, you throw Wolverine in.
Even if it's not failing, you still throw Wolverine in.
The Clone Saga. I hear this more than anything about Wolverine. I hear this. Oh, it's horrible, horrible. I read through it. It was all right. It's nothing like it is today.
Yeah.
I like Ben Reilly. We got Ben Reilly out of this. Just like number 4. Infinity Crusade killed the burgeoning cosmic corner of the Marvel Universe.
That's true. Because if you think about it, the cosmic stuff of Marvel didn't really pick up again until the early 2000s when Abnett and Lanning came in.
Yeah.
Like, between Infinity Crusade and the early 2000s, there wasn't a whole lot in Marvel Cosmic.
So it says this, with the greatest books of all time, Starlin and his protege, Ron Mars, made Silver Surfer great again, and Starlin launched Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Cosmic Marvel was looking better than ever, and the things continue with the Infinity Gauntlet sequel, and called it Infinity War. However, the last part of the Infinity Trilogy, Infinity Crusade, wasn't as well received, and it affected the entire cosmic side of the Marvel Universe. Eventually, Vance lost interest in the cosmic corner of Marvel wouldn't make a comeback until the mid-2000s.
Yep.
Fantastic Four lost its way. I disagree. We got the best costume with the jacket.
Although, admittedly, compared to the Hickman run and the John Byrne run and the Mark Waid run, DeFalco, I enjoy it, but I could see why it'd be on the lower end of the Marvel runs.
Yes, FF was the first superhero book to put out in the Silver Age and began with family called the Marvel Age of Comics. Some of the world's greatest talent worked in the Fantastic Four, and it earned its tagline of the world's greatest comic magazine. The 90s
Why
were...
is the Thing wearing a helmet? He's already disfigured. So he
Oh,
gets his face scratched up by Wolverine. He's Rock.
Yeah.
I know it's not lame, Ash. It's not lame. It's just not as good as Hickman.
Unless his eyeball was hanging out.
No, he didn't have an eyeball hanging out. Not that I know of.
Yeah, it's about that new.
Yeah.
Ladies, we're at a great time for the FF, and while they started out well enough for its team with Tom DeFalco and artist Ron Friends turning into some great stories, but things went off the rails. Marvel started chasing trends of the book, and it fell in readers' estimation and down the sales chart. Like I said, Hyper Time, that villain at the end, Ponytail Namor coming in while Sue was gone. I like the fact
90s. Everybody had a ponytail.
And then Ant-Man was on the team, Scott Lang. So it was all right.
Yeah, Scott Lang. That was an interesting choice, actually. I liked it.
Heroes Reborn was a terrible decision. Was it?
Was it, though? I disagree. I like Heroes Reborn.
It was so bad that they had to do it again, right?
We don't talk about the second one. Is the boob window really lame, Ash, or is it just so...
Ash likes women that are covered up. He doesn't like harlots.
Ash doesn't like Power Girl, confirmed.
Yes, cover that window up. We don't want to see that, Power Girl. Put that away. It's insensitive. The 90s book says the resulting four series are some of the most disliked Marvel comics of time. And so Fantastic Four, Iron Man, and got Captain America and Avengers and Heroes Reborn again. Initial sales were strong, but fans didn't enjoy the books in the long run, and critics turned on them immediately. Heroes Reborn only lasted 1 year, and for some fans, that was too long. So they decided to bring it back and make it worse. All right.
It completely changed the plot.
So,
it wasn't the Avengers and the Fantastic Four in a separate universe.
Any guesses for what the number one's going to be? The number one complaint about the 90s?
Rob Liefeld art. I don't know.
Right? That is a good guess. Although they didn't mention X-Force up there, but they didn't mention Rob Liefeld's art.
I actually had the Heroes. I had the trade for Heroes Reborn with the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. The Fantastic Four one wasn't bad, actually. I remember enjoying that one.
All right. Let's see. What's the number one is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Breen has said this multiple times. Avengers became like a dead title for a long time.
Yeah. It says, Avengers suffered greatly in the 90s, possibly more than any other Marvel book. Things got worse and worse as the 90s went by, and sales fell, and Marvel tried everything to get the fans to love the book again. Heroes Reborn was only one in a long line of Marvel failing the Avengers. Stories like The Crossing, containing one of the most shocking Marvel retcons, stole from the ideas in the X-Men books, and Marvel tried to use every trend to make the book popular again. Avengers spent most of the 90s as Marvel's worst book until writer Kurt Busiek and artist George Perez took over in 1998.
That's true. Which, by the way, the Kurt Busiek run just had an omnibus release this last week. The Kurt Busiek, George Perez run.
Right. Hey, look, it's Changeling.
Beast Boy.
It's Changeling.
And the ugly red costume.
Is there any movie news? Probably. Fast X trailer. What the promo of Dom back in the auto shop. Oh.
It's all about family. No, Rengar, I don't like the Clone Saga. I'm not the Spider-Man fan. Binkman is the Spider-Man fan.
What's up?
Apparently, Rhaegar thinks that I like the Clone Saga as much as Ash likes Avatar.
Beastling, how dare you combine them? Ugh.
I don't know if I like that very much.
I don't know. Bruce Willis' final film, Assassin, debuts a first look. It's his last film. And then, hey, Brendan Fraser. Would you like a Mummy revival with Brendan Fraser?
No, Brendan Fraser's so old now. I remember. Well, I remember when the Mummy.
Are you kidding
No,
me?
here's the
Harrison Ford's doing a freaking Indiana Jones.
you think everybody is Harrison Ford's level? Even Harrison Ford shouldn't be doing Indiana Jones.
I'm just saying, quit being an ageist.
I'm not being ageist. Brendan
I don't want
Fraser
to. I don't want
legitimate health problems.
I don't want.
Stunts.
I don't want them rebooting it with Tom Holland. Okay.
Why do you think every reboot's going to have Tom Holland?
Because they got to get someone who's popular.
They rebooted it with Tom Cruise, not Tom Holland. The reboot had Tom Cruise.
Well, that was a Universal movie.
It was still The Mummy. This was a Universal movie.
This was its own standalone thing, though.
The Mummy franchise was Universal.
They decided to go with Tom Cruise for one movie, which was supposed to tie into basically
they were going to make
Dracula Untold.
they were going to make a monster cinematic universe, but the Mummy bombed.
Yeah. Well, actually, and it wasn't because of that. It was mainly because Dracula Untold didn't do so well, and then they abandoned that. And
I think it's because the Mummy didn't do so well.
The Mummy showed no sign of connecting anything to Dracula Untold. You know, Dracula Untold was really good.
I don't remember seeing Dracula Untold.
I forgot what his name is. It's not Orlando Bloom. It's the other guy. No, it's the guy who looks like it's the guy with the black hair. He was in the Hobbit movie. He was the one helping him fight against Smaug.
Oh,
He's the guy who looks just like Orlando Bloom, but he's not. He
does not look just like Orlando Bloom.
He does.
Luke Evans.
Luke Evans. Okay.
He was in the Fast and Furious movies.
This is the other thing I saw today. Looks hilarious. Nicolas Cage is doing the vampire thing. He's Dracula. This is the Universal. This is his first trailer horror comedy.
Huh.
Count Dracula.
Interesting.
Dude, I thought it looked really good.
Could be. I mean, it's Nick Cage. I like Nicolas Cage, so it could be good.
I don't know. I said it's Skybound Entertainment.
Oh, Skybound. What?
Partners Robert Kirkman and Dave Alpert, co-presidents. Brian First and Sean First and Chris McKay. His producing partner is Samantha Neal, will also executive produce. In the modern monster tale of Dracula's little servant, Nicholas Hoult stars as Renfield, the tortured aide to history's most narcissistic boss, Dracula. Renfield is forced to procure his master's prey and do his every bidding, no matter how debased. But now, after centuries of servitude, he's ready to see if there's a life outside the shadow of the Prince of Darkness. If only he can figure out how to end his codependency. Like I said.
Interesting.
It's just fun because remember we always make fun of what's that movie with it's called with Nick Cage as the vampire where he thinks he's a vampire? Is that Bite? Or it's like your vampire's Bite or Kiss?
I am not familiar with.
Also, maybe Ash. Ash. Used to watch a lot of movies. I'm sure you would have seen it. Come on, but overall, like I said, it looks cool. Yeah. So not that much else going on right now in as far as entertainment, but hold on. There we go. So that's pretty much it for the week. We went for 2 hours. I stalled for time, and I hope you guys had fun. If you haven't already done so, we ask that you please click like, reach out, give somebody your neighbor, give them a hug. Spread some love and some COVID. And also, if you haven't done so, please click likes to support this channel. You can leave a comment down below after the stream. Tell us what your number one books were or just your favorite books. And if you want to, you can also leave us a small donation. You can go for $1 or whatever you want to give. Well, the money goes to basically only pay for the StreamYard, which is like $20 a month, and then goes towards the Marvel and the DC apps, which we basically pay for. To bring you guys awesome comic books. Like this week, I'm probably gonna. There's no retrospective.
Oh,
this week. Yeah, I haven't read anything. I haven't planned anything else. If I did one, I don't know if Breen's even gonna be available tomorrow. And Pixel, I have no idea. I mean, I would say Airboy because it's the easiest thing to do if we did anything. But I'm really thankful for the people that basically subscribed One of our new subscribers that was just actually on here talking earlier. It was before you showed up. Is you gotta scroll back up. He's really far up there. He left. Is Clavin. New to the channel and just found us through the algorithm. I left the comment on the channel, so it's cool to see him pop up. Some other people, we're at 244 subscribers now. It's crazy, dude. We were at 234 like last week. Those we have some of our rating special. The Fantastic Four has been picking up, bringing people in. I think one of them was over 400 now, and another one is like it's the one versus the X-Men is at over 400, and then we have what is the other one? Is it say 40? Is it? Oh, let me refresh. Maybe we got another one. Unless that's kind of cool. Like I said, it's really cool to see more people just taking an interest in this channel.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
Yeah, 245. Awesome, dude. Yeah,
slowly growing.
And we're just thankful for anybody who just shows up every week, like Austin P. We're also see you here, Morania, Rhaegar, Undead Quinn, Ash. It's just Skip Tosh when you're here, man. Eric Breen for popping up and doing this stuff with us. Professor Pixel coming out helping out with the retrospective and some of the behind the scenes stuff. And I'm trying to think if I missed anybody else. I think there was another one in the very beginning. What's his name? I don't want to mess up his name. I know he has an alt. But I do know that Dave Asanowicz, I can't remember if I call him. Call Mr. Ass or Dave. Awesome guy. Seeing him pop up now. Seen here too. John's Comics Quiz was here last week, on the channel. Showed up tonight. Showed his support. Thank you. And Eva Black Cat, thank you for showing up as well. And J.R. Exner, I think I know who that is. He always says,
I'm sure that's
Hail Thespians.
Yeah, isn't that
I don't want to say it because I might be wrong, but
dog, it's on the tip of my tongue.
There's so many.
Hail Xenu.
Same guy, but I can't remember what his name is. Don't want to say it's Christopher Barker. I don't think it's him.
No, I think it starts with an X.
Or anyway, so everybody who shows up here tonight, we appreciate every one of you guys. You guys are awesome. You don't have to donate money to the channel, but I mean it's a help out thing. It's not required. It just helps us, just provide more better content for us, and also helps us get more books. So if there's any books you want us to read, let us know in the comments. Especially on the readings, we see those all the time. So if you want us, because definitely we're going to start reading some more Fantasy 4 stuff here. Because while that shit's trending right now, we're just going to keep doing that. Especially if it gets over 400 views within less than a week. That is insane. Robert Roberts, thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Why did I think it started with an X? Robert Roberts.
I don't know.
God, I need some more coffee.
So probably not a retrospective, but there should be 2 readings tomorrow. So Zach, make sure you're available.
I will do my best. I should be here though.
Otherwise, I'm driving. I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to come over by your house. I'm just going to kidnap you.
I mean, I'm going to try to be here. I am. I should be here around 6 or 7. Assuming we start at 7 and not at 6, like an hour early.
Well, we should be starting, at 7 instead of being 6. I don't know why Pixel did that because we had nothing going on afterwards. There was no reviews.
I thought you did that. I don't know.
No, that's Pixel's decided to. He wanted to do a start earlier.
Somebody did something. That's all I know.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's all good. No, but no, I should be here. So yeah.
So, all right. So if we don't see you guys tomorrow, hope you guys have a good weekend. Well, we also have another reading coming on this Sunday. But check over on I Love Comics at 8:00 Eastern for his auction. A lot of cool books. Bronze and Silver Age books mainly. Sometimes he gets a little bit modern books, but majority good books, good reader copies, excellent condition. They start at only $1, dude. Only $1 is opening bid for a lot of these books. Some they go from 2 to 5, and it helps out his channel and helps you get a book you're looking for, and especially fill your collection because we all know sometimes it's impossible to track down books, and a lot of times you get good books for really good prices. versus going to comic shop.
I got a whole lot of Nick Fury Agent of Shield comics for like $1 a piece.
Yes.
Crazy.
Shipping is $9, I believe, for 17 books.
I believe so. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're getting a good deal on that. So you're wondering about shipping, like, oh my gosh.
No, Rania, there is no retrospective on Friday.
No. So
Unless, well, I was going to say, because the only comics that I could retrospect on, I'm talking about here in an hour or so with Skip and Tosh. So I haven't had a chance to do a whole lot of reading.
True. So check out Skip Tosh. It's his name's Skip and Tosh. SKIPNTOSH. One word. He's over on Twitch.
Yep.
They'll be live there at 11 p.m. Central, 12 p.m.
And
Eastern.
if you don't want to stay up late, you can always catch the replay. He puts it on YouTube.
His YouTube
channel is spelled the same way. And actually, I'm going to post a link to his Twitch channel here in the chat.
I think it's called the Calm Down. Is it YouTube / like the Calming Down?
Maybe. No. His YouTube channel is Skip and Tosh.
No, but it says he's actually URL. It says the Calming Down or something like that.
Oh.
Either way, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, and watch good movies and read good books. And if somebody says they don't like what you like, they're not watching it. You are. Tell them to fuck off.
Wow, you made it all the way to the end without cursing. I'm so proud.
And also, if you get a chance, I'm telling you, read some Chuck Dixon.
Okay. I don't know why. I thought you were gonna pull out the Green Goblin statue.
It's right behind me.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I don't think you can see it.
I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. I moved it closer, and you can see
One of these days, I'm gonna show up with a statue. I haven't bought one. Actually, I did get a statue for Christmas.
Yeah, that thing is freaking huge, though.
I've gotta find a place to put them. I did get this guy for Christmas.
Yeah. Nice.
It's from One Piece.
Yeah, I know you want to look at the Dr. Doom statue too. So I'll pull that up a little closer.
My LCS does have a really nice. I want to say, well, they've got a really nice Dr. Doom statue. They've got a cool Darth Vader statue. No thing. If they had a thing statue, I would probably buy it.
See, it's freaking huge.
I like the way the smoke looks. The detail on the smoke looks.
And then you can mount it on the back if you want to. If there's little hooks.
Oh, whoa. Oh, that's neat.
At first, I thought, like, is there a light in there make it glowing? Like, is it gloss and flickering?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Marvel Knights version.
Yeah, that's cool.
I couldn't pass it up. I was like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, So there's that. Oops. And easy likes to fall over a little bit. Very teetery. So here's the one you wanted to see before last time. You guys were pointing this out. A Dr. Doom.
Doom.
Are you typing? Are you even looking?
Oh no, I'm on in stock trades.
I'm showing you right now.
I'm not looking it up. I'm just on a separate window. I'm on in stock trade.
So, and the cape moves.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and he's on like a dinosaur.
Dinosaur skulls, yeah.
You know, it's all across. So, yeah, like I said, I guess I wish his eyes like lit up and glowed.
That would be his eyes they're not like Iron Man or Batman where they're just
I just want the flickering, the details. Look at the detail even on the back.
Yeah.
Cape. The back of the cape stuff too. It's really cool. All right, so that's it for this week. I hope I see you guys next week, and enjoy your books.
Later, Gators.
Hey, Jackson Riker just shows up at the very end. Yeah. Savage Land. I don't know. They could be alligators. Maybe in Florida.
Good, babe.
All right. Good night, guys.